This is a Telemundo News special report. I'm your host, Pri Malone. We're interrupting your regular programming to bring you this breaking news. In the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine, the United States has alienated itself from the situation and focused on national topics and limited its support to humanitarian aid for Ukraine. The American public seems to be very upset with the absence from the situation. In a major development, Russia has cut ties with the USA and Germany and has decided to focus on strengthening its allies in the Middle East. The Russian government is set to address the press shortly, but we believe that they have the high ground at the moment. Meanwhile, Germany has negotiated with France to try to solve the energy crisis. In a somewhat controversial move, the Hanover nuclear plant has been reopened, with German leaders calling for European unity. Public opinion on this issue has been divided, and a tense environment has taken over the German population. While the world finds itself in a chaotic frenzy, innovation and hope have managed to blossom in other committees. The IPCC has focused on understanding the unique needs of the most vulnerable countries to climate change. In an unprecedented resolution, they have resolved that the UN must create a fund for vulnerable countries, while also increasing investments in diagnostics to assess how exposed different countries and regions are to the wrath of climate change. Delegates have decided to adopt a traffic light system of sorts: green for low vulnerability, yellow for medium, and red for you're absolutely getting wrecked if the sea level rises a single centimeter more. While the world finds itself in a chaotic frenzy, innovation and hope have managed to blossom in other committees. For example, the IPCC has focused on understanding the unique needs of the most vulnerable countries to climate change. In a somewhat unprecedented resolution, they have resolved that the UN must create a fund for vulnerable countries, while also increasing investments in diagnostics in order to assess how exposed different countries and regions are to the wrath of climate change. Delegates have decided to adopt an interesting traffic light system of sorts: green for low vulnerability, yellow for medium, and red for you're absolutely getting wrecked if the sea rises a single centimeter more. We now go to our correspondent Larry McQueen, who is on the ground with delegates to get their reactions to these rapidly unfolding events. Larry, what are you seeing and hearing on the ground?
Thank you, Pri Malone. This is Larry McQueen reporting from the ground. Let's find out what the delegates of the IPCC are thinking. Delegates, could you share with us what's going on in the IPCC?
We're finding resolutions to topic B, which is food security and agriculture.
Thank you.
We are working with other countries so that we can all come to a solution together.
Which will be a very viable and secure solution.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Super. Delegates of the European Council, what is the biggest challenge to debate going on right now in your committee?
Is the economy, because we're having a bad time trying to get all the resources that we need.
Interesting. Do you have anything to share?
Yeah, it's due to the Russian and Ukrainian conflict that the economy is really bad right now.
Is there any specific delegate that is leading debate or making it troublesome?
Croatia, maybe.
Interesting. Thank you so much. Let's now get the opinion of the United States of America. Mr. Secretary, what is the opinion of the Cabinet of the United States after the crisis from yesterday?
As of now, we still haven't reached a unanimous decision, but we're considering, we're a third party, so we can't really intervene with Ukraine's decision yet.
Is it true that the United States will maintain a neutral and distant position to the conflict?
Not necessarily distant, but neutral, yes. We will try our best to be neutral in the conflict.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Of course.
Delegate of the IPCC, what is the biggest challenge to debate in the IPCC at the moment?
The climate change in face of agriculture and food security.
Fantastic. And is it true, we heard rumors that delegates within the panel were using ChatGPT to write the resolutions. Is that true?
Yeah, well, probably.
What are your reactions to that?
That's very wrong. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Delegate of France from the Security Council. What's going on in the Security Council, especially what's going on with the Russians?
The delegate of Russia stated that it didn't want actually to sign the ceasefire and it was pressured to do so, and the consequences are being relied on Germany.
Interesting. Thank you so much.
Super.
Delegate of Croatia from the European Union. Would you say that it's easy to find agreements in the European Union?
One would think it's easy, but no. The countries are just throwing ideas in the wall, seeing what sticks, and nothing's going to work.
That sounds dangerous. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Germany, we've heard that the German public is very upset with the reopening of the nuclear plant. What does the German cabinet have to say to this?
We needed to find a fast and efficient solution for the blackout that was caused by the Russian government. So it was the one solution that we could make to guarantee the public safety.
Interesting. Thank you so much. We're also interested in knowing the insights from the press delegates. Reporter, what have been the biggest challenges to get information across cabinets and committees?
I'm representing Russia today, and I'm kicked out of basically every cabinet that I go into, even Russia sometimes. So I have a lot of challenges getting any information, so I have to use some secret techniques sometimes.
Interesting. Would you say that the information that you publish is unbiased?
Yes, definitely.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Larry. This is a developing situation that we are continuing to monitor closely. Stay tuned to Telemundo News for the latest updates as this crisis evolves.